Well, welcome back. Now, it's National Computer Security Day, and that means identity theft, fake frauds, ransomware, viruses, and more can make our online experiences kind of challenging. So today we want to welcome in Jacky, Ouin of ETV Software. Thanks so much for being here with us. You're going to give us some tips.
Yes, of course.
Which we really need, because it's holiday shopping season. A lot of people are shopping online. What's the most common mistake you see people making during this time of year?
Mainly looking for a really good deal and going to a website that's not a valid website, and then giving them their credit card information.
Okay, so
the biggest thing is if the deal's too good to be true, it probably is.
Okay, so I'm one of those people who I keep a lot of the passwords on my computer stored. Is that a really bad thing to do?
It is if someone gets access to your PC. So the best thing to do is use a password protection program, and then have a really good password to that.
All right. So some of those programs, they basically manufacture the passwords for you, and they recreate them.
Yes, and then they fill them in for you.
Okay.
Which is a good thing for the most part, except for if your computer crashes or something like that. So most of those products offer a backup program also.
Okay, because remembering all those, especially if you want them to be kind of tricky, it can be tough.
And you don't want to make them the same. So if someone breaches one thing, they can't just go out and start getting your other things.
Okay, now this is something that always eludes me, the cloud concept.
Yes.
Is that a smart idea, backing up files and going to the cloud? Is it kind of difficult? Or?
It's not difficult, and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You got to remember, unless you have 2 copies of something, you don't have any. So it's very important to have 2 copies of everything.
Okay, so all your digital files, you want to make sure you have 2.
Yes.
And you recommend one of those at least be in a cloud?
In the cloud or something other than the primary location where they're stored.
Okay.
Because if there's a fire, a theft, or something of that nature, they don't both get stolen.
Now, is the cloud helpful for protection and hacking and all?
It is for most part. You got to go with reputable clouds such as the Apple iTunes one, the Google one. Don't go a fly-by-night, whatever deal.
All right. Now, I know there's kind of cheap malware protection services out there. How do you know you're getting a good one? Because that could really make a big difference.
One thing is if you've never heard of it, you probably not a good one.
Okay.
Malwarebytes is one of the best ones.
Okay.
Relatively inexpensive.
What about Norton? That's a good one.
Norton's okay for the most part, but it tends to drag your PC down.
Okay.
So if you have an older computer with Norton, you'll notice it being significantly slower.
Okay. Now I know we are always talking about computers, but we got to realize we're on tablets and our smartphones more than anything else. Those are pretty vulnerable too, right?
Yes. That's why you want to make sure your iOS updates are up to date for your Apple devices, and your Android devices that all the OS they're up to date.
Okay. All right. So we got to definitely keep an eye on that. Jacky, thanks so much for coming in here. ETV Software, definitely check it out during the holiday season.